गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
शिव का स्वरूप मानो,
शिव का स्वरूप मानो।
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
शिव का स्वरूप मानो,
शिव का स्वरूप मानो।
गुरु के समान नहीं,
गुरु के समान
दूसरा जहान में,
दूसरा जहान में।
गुरु के समान नहीं,
गुरु के समान नहीं,
दूसरा जहान में,
दूसरा जहान में।
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
शिव का स्वरूप मानो,
शिव का स्वरूप मानो।
पाप से बचावे गुरु,
पाप से बचावे गुरु,
ज्ञान को सिखावे गुरु,
ज्ञान को सिखाए गुरु।
पाप से बचावे गुरु,
पाप से बचाए गुरु,
ज्ञान को सिखावे गुरु,
ज्ञान को सिखाए गुरु,
ब्रह्म से मिलावे गुरु,
ब्रह्म से मिलाए गुरु।
तुरीय पद ज्ञान में, तुरीय पद ज्ञान में, गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
शिव का स्वरूप मानो।
शिव का स्वरूप मानो।
Okay, anybody else would like to try? Anybody else would like to try the rest of the song?
Yeah, two can go together. Two of you can do it together also.
Yeah, together, yes.
Or we'll do it together, doesn't matter. Whoever wants can unmute and repeat after you.
Yeah. Okay. यह श्रुति वेद कहता,
यह श्रुति वेद कहता,
गुरु बिना ज्ञान कैसा,
गुरु बिना ज्ञान कैसा।
यह श्रुति वेद कहता,
यह श्रुति वेद कहता,
गुरु बिना ज्ञान कैसा,
गुरु बिना ज्ञान कैसा।
ज्ञान बिना मुक्ति कैसे,
ज्ञान बिना मुक्ति कैसे।
आवे तेरे ध्यान में,
आवते ज्ञान में,
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
शिव का स्वरूप मानो,
शिव का स्वरूप मानो।
छल कपट त्याग दीजे,
चल
चल
कपट
कपट
कीजे,
गुरु जी की सेवा कीजे,
गुरु जी की सेवा कीजिए।
छल कपट त्याग दीजे,
छल कपट त्याग कीजिए।
गुरु जी की सेवा कीजे,
किसे
सेवा
सद्गुरु की शरण लीजिए,
सद्गुरु की शरण
शरण
लीजिए,
खेलिए मैदान में,
के लिए मेरा
मैदान में
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो,
गुरु रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो,
गुरु के समान नाही,
गुरु के समान नाही,
दूसरा जहान में,
दूसरा जहान में
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो,
गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो,
जानो
शिव का स्वरूप मानो.
Very good. Yes. And now uncle will start with Ramayana. Okay, we are all very eager, right? We all are very, very eager to learn the story of Rama, right? We all face problems, but Rama was the ideal man who used to face problem very bravely. We all want to learn from him, right? So here's uncle to tell stories from Ramayana. Over to you, uncle.
Hari Om. Thank you very much. Thank you all. God bless you all. See, in that song it was said, Guru ke saman nahi. There is no one equal to Guru. Why? He gives you freedom from all suffering. He gives you freedom from all tyranny. He gives you freedom from all dependence. He gives you freedom from death. And therefore, none equivalent to Guru. None equivalent to Guru. It is said that a touchstone can make iron into gold, but its touchstone cannot make another touchstone. Guru can make millions into gurus. But for the gurus, there won't be life. Because the moment you were born, you didn't know you were hungry. You cry. Mother knows you are hungry. She gives you milk. Without that knowledge, you cannot survive. Every work that we do presupposes knowledge. This knowledge is given by teachers, ordinary teachers who teach us about living, various aspects of living, earning, spending, saving, all these health, psychology, all these are also gurus, but they are called acharyas or teachers or upadhyayas or adhyapakas. The one who gives the secrets of freedom from all suffering reveals you that you are the God. He is called a guru, Sadguru. And the moment one comes across such a guru, it's a matter of time for him to become God. He will. There is no doubt in that. Anybody who comes in contact with a guru, it's a matter of time. He has to become God. There's no choice. Yesterday night, I got a message Somebody saying, last 1 week I was disturbed, but when I was talking, some inexplicable peace came into my mind. And that is the Guru. That is God. That is Samadhi. This is happening to all. Different types, different periods, different people. Right? So, through various sciences we get some benefit, we get some mastery, some freedom, etc. But total freedom is got through Guru only. The material sciences solve problems, but each solution raises another problem. You wanted to go to school, problem is solved. Then you wanted to college, problem is solved. When you went to school, new problem. When you finished college, new problem, job. When you finish job, new problem, marriage.
Laptop.
What's happening?
Everyone, please mute your device. Otherwise, Uncle's flow will be disturbed. Thank you.
Can I go? Go ahead.
Yes, Uncle.
Okay. So, when you go to college, you want a job. When you get a job, you should get married. The mother of all problems, the beginning of all problems. There's so many messages are coming on the screen. I'm disturbed. So, see, this particular topic is a topic where when you speak, you have to raise your mind to God. You can't be extrovert. When something appears before your eyes, the mind comes down. Therefore, whatever you have to do before the class, please. So, you think marriage is a solution, but that is the beginning of the problem. Why? Because then children, then what happens? Where you started? School, college, job, marriage. Goes on endlessly. When do you have freedom? Oh, old age. Old age, body problems, insecurity of all types. Your children are not with you. You are in India, one is in Australia, another is in America. They will send you money, but they cannot give their time to you. And you are reminded every minute of the impending death that will come because it's a must. When are you free, sir? Solving problems. So the material sciences, the material gains do not give you a permanent solution for problems. They only solve problem after problem. Each solution brings in a new problem. But the spiritual science shows you have no problem at all. The problem belongs to the body. The problem belongs to the mind. The problem belongs to the intellect. You have a body, you have a mind, you have an intellect, like you have a car, you have a mobile, you have a dog. The problem of the car and the mobile and the dog does not belong to you. The problem of the body, the problem of the mind the problem of the intellect do not belong to you. You are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, therefore you have no problem. This teaching is given by the spiritual teacher who makes you God instantly if you are available. He dissolves the problem. He doesn't solve the problem. This science is called spiritual science, Adhyatma Vidya. There are several sources for these books. First, Vedas. Vedas have in them all sciences, material sciences, religious sciences, spiritual sciences. And if Vedas are terse, very subtle, therefore, they have made the same Vedas into intelligible story forms called itihasas. The journey, the story, the history of God as avatar. Those histories, mainly two, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Ramayana talks of Sri Rama's journey. Mahabharata mainly talks of Sri Krishna's journey. Rama is born in Surya Vamsha, means mostly seekers of truth. Krishna is born in Chandra Vamsha. Mostly people are involved into material pursuits. But both have to be lifted. God doesn't exclude any. So God comes in different forms, in different periods, as different avatars. And then Puranas. The same stories need an element of love and devotion. So therefore Puranas. Then they are formulated in Dharma Shastras. They are called Smritis, Yajnavalkya Smriti, Manusmriti, etc., etc., etc. We are going to see Ramayana. What is Ramayana? The path taken by Sri Rama. Ayanam is path. Ayanam is abode, goal, house. The path Rama took to reach the goal, the abode, the ultimate end of reveling Rama. Rama means reveling, reveling in you. What is reveling? Reveling does not need external sources like play balls or 11 people, umpires. You don't need any one of them. Enjoying with outside sources is called krida. With no gadgets, no people, being happy in yourself, uninterrupted all the time is called rati. That is Ramanam. That is Rama. Ramayati iti Ramaha. One who makes you revel. Ramati iti Ramaha. One who revels himself. He revels in himself and makes you revel in yourself. That is the ultimate end of man. To be happy, not depending on external sources or experiences. So for that, you need a GPS, you need vehicles, you need all preparations for the journey. That is given in various books. Ramayana gives the GPS of Sri Rama, the tools of Sri Rama, the vehicles of Sri Rama. That is why it is important to us. God is not important to us if He does not give us security, freedom from death, and happiness. We don't need the God who does not attend to us, who does not take care of us, who does not give freedom from death, freedom from sorrow. You need God because He is taking care of you. So you have to know God to establish a link with Him, a rapport with Him, so that you find His helping hand. You find He leading you. Throw off all your worries, all your cares. Hold on to His hand. March behind Him. That is where God is with you. But God, the path, they are all too terse or subtle, difficult for us to understand. Even when you understand, you and I have our day-to-day problems. Where is the time to sit and think and internalize and walk the path? It's not possible. Therefore, you have people who have lived that life, who walk the path, and who reach the goal. You try to emulate them through their stories. That is easy because you need stories to relax. All the time you can't be working. Through those stories, you gain all the knowledge, and as the knowledge, so the man. When you got the knowledge of the ultimate goal of freedom from death and sorrow and Godhood, you become God, free from death and sorrow. This happens without your knowledge when you read, because man is his thoughts. As the thoughts, so is the man. When you read these stories of God, your thoughts texture has changed. They have been divinized, and gradually you manifest your divinity in your life, and ultimately you cannot but be God. This is the path of Sri Rama, Ramayana. Rama, as I said, is one who makes you revel, one who himself revels. Ra is darkness. Ma is the light. One who is the light in darkness. Ra is shining. It's life principle in matter. Both. How can Rama be darkness and light? One who sees him, sees the light in him. One who has shut himself off, he is dark. One who does not feel this of God in himself, everywhere. To him, Rama is dark. One who can see God in everything, God in all experiences, God in all activity. I am talking because of the presence of God in me. You are listening because of the presence of God in you. So this God who enlivens all our faculties is ever visible to a man who has the intuitive eye to see. Therefore, that Ra is Reshmi, light. For the other Ra is Ratri, darkness. What you invoke in God, that you get, because there is nothing other than God. God is darkness, God is light, God is matter, God is spirit, God is Sukha, God is Dukkha. And God is beyond Sukha and Dukkha. God is beyond light and darkness. That God you are. But You do not know. Somebody has to make you see. The one who makes you see that is Guru. Is Guru. Though Rama was also born in spite of being as a human being, history over all the evil to establish his Ramarajya, the godhood, has a basis, the basis of a teacher. So actually, the entire edifice of Ramayana, the whole background of Ramayana, the path of Rama, the annihilation of Ravana are all put in the foundation by Sri Vishwamitra. He gave the GPS, he gave the tools, he gave the energy. The whole Ramayana depends upon the Guru Vishwamitra. For us also, our lives have changed because of our Gurudev, Sri Swami Chinmayananda, incidentally born on Sri Ramanavami, built a Rama temple. This Mahatma has brought so much light into otherwise shaken lives. He has shown meaning to people in distress. That distress is a bubble, it is false. The one who feels the distress is real, he is God. That is what Chinmayananda. Chinmaya means knowledge. Ananda, one who gives you happiness through the knowledge of what? God. So what? That God that you are. So therefore, we, through understanding Sri Rama, we enrich our lives. We express divinity. We shed darkness. Hence, we have to understand Rama, not a favor to religion, spirituality, Valmiki, or God. It changes your life from a helpless, stupid individual to a free, independent, divine person. It changes your life. Rama mantra is very powerful. Om Namo Narayanaya. In that you take a Ra, it gives the opposite meaning. Om Namo Naraha Ayanaya. Naraha, human being, or knowledge. Ayanaya, the path of knowledge, the path of the human being. You take a Ra, Om no Ayanaya, you have no path, you have no salvation, you have no knowledge. So Ra is called the Bijakshara of Ashtakshari, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Panchakshari, 5 letters. 5 letters. In that you take Ma, Namah Shivaya, I bow down to auspiciousness. You take of Ma, Na Shivaya, there is no auspiciousness. The opposite meaning. So the Bijakshara of Panchakshari is Ma. A combination of the two Bijaksharis of Namo Narayanaya, Namah Shivaya is Rama. So very powerful. Sri Tulsidas gives the entire chapter on the Mahima of Sri Rama, Ramanama. He says Rama gave salvation to few people like Jatayu, Shabari, even Ravana, Kumbhakarna, he has given. All put together will not be more than 10. But Rama Nama has given salvation to billions and billions, continues to give so. So is Ramayana. So is Ramayana. Some British scholars have been deputed to find out the defects of Ramayana so that they can disturb the psyche of the Indian population and rule over them by divide and rule policy. They bring in an inferiority complex and rule. Those scholars who have come to India having studied Ramayana said, not only we cannot find defects, we are ourselves reformed by studying Ramayana. That is the glory of Ramayana. That is the glory of Sri Rama's story. Think of Sri Rama, all your troubles and that minute vanish. You may get again a pack. Continuously think, continuously they are destroyed. Ultimately, all problems being finite has to have an end. When you are thinking of Rama, these problems end. Therefore, it is one Rama is equivalent to 1,000 names of Vishnu, Sahasranam. Mentally chant with me. Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. Yeah. Now, let us see how Rama's life can change us. Rama's life is a story. Any story, including the stories of films, has a hero and a villain. A villain is there because a hero is there. A hero is there because the villain is there. You cannot separate. So what is a hero? The values that he upholds: goodness, kindness, nobility. What is a villain? Selfishness, arrogance, ego, violence. So a hero is his values. A villain is equally his values. All of us are what we are our values. The values that you have is the essence of your personality. Right? So a villain is one who depends on material gains. A hero is one who is influenced by the call of the higher, freedom from death and sorrow and God, spirit. A hero holds on to the spirit. A villain holds on to matter. Dhritarashtra, born blind to truth, gave birth to 100 negative qualities, values. They're all villains because they depended on matter. Pandavas depended on Krishna, and therefore they are all divine and heroes. And you know, very interesting thing. Even the negative people, villains, when they see a movie or read a story, they do not want villain to win. They want the end where the hero wins. Why is that? Because it is these noble people who live the right values that makes the society run, that produces, that keeps people in harmony, that makes a difference to living. And therefore, even the worst of people want only the hero to win. Right? So these values of one which brings you down, the other which elevates you. Down means what? Matter. Elevates you means spirit or God. So when it pulls you down, you fall. People trample on you. When it brings you up, you are free from all. So these are the two paths. One is called path of matter, another is called path of spirit. The path of matter initially is pleasant. Ultimately, it's destructive, self-destructive. You go on eating what you like, you will get all disease possible. You are disciplined, you will have a good, healthy life. Right? So these disciplines are called the right values. We resist against disciplines because we like to be free. This freedom that you find in matter is short-lived. The freedom that is found in the pull of spirit is eternal, permanent. Supposing there are two boys. One boy likes to cut the classes, go to films. What happens? He doesn't pass any exam. Finally, what happens? By the age of 25, he has lost his health, no friends, no money. He starts begging everybody, give me a BD, give me a cigarette, give me a meal, give me a coffee, and he dies very soon. That is the path of the pleasant. What happens to the boy who follows disciplines? He studies well, he scores good marks, he gets a good job, he enjoys all possible joys of the world and lives up to 90. So the disciplined life gives you an eternal, permanent, meaningful, happy, long life. An indisciplined, sensuous life will give you only sorrow. This disciplined life is called Shreyas. The indisciplined and sensuous life is called Preyas. All the time we have the two choices to choose the Shreyas or Preyas. Shreyas initially may be difficult. Ultimately, it gives you total freedom. Prayers initially may look pleasant. Ultimately, it binds you to everybody, to beg everybody to fall at their feet. Sri Rama chose the path of Shreyas. In spite of all challenges and difficulties, he never compromised with truth. That is Sri Rama. And that path will take you to destroy all the evil forces, however powerful they are, like Ravana. Ultimately, you will be God, ruler of rulers. If you follow the path of the ego, the path of the senses, you will die, have no choice. Ravana. Ravana was ego personified. Ego means body. Thinking that I am this body, I am powerful, I am wealthy. He had control over all planets, but none could save his death. He died a miserable life. Rama went through all challenges. He liberated thousands and thousands of people. He followed the path of love. He had no discrimination. It can be a nomad, a tribal man like Guha, or even Rakshasas, Vibhishana, animals, Vanaras, Shabari. He had no discrimination. He hugged all of them. Jatayu. And love was his basis. For Ravana, ego was his basis. Ego destroys you. Love makes you God. Therefore, one has to choose the path of Shreyas in preference to the path of Preyas. Both the paths are based on values, and hence the very first chapter starts with values, discussing the values. When Sri Rama goes to meet, when Sri Narada goes to meet Valmiki, Valmiki asks Sri Narada, is there a person who has these values? He gives a list. He gives a list about 20 plus values, 22 or something like that. Narada, after listening, says, difficult for one man to have all these values. It's difficult for one man to have all these values. Then what did he do? He adds some more values and says, all the values, Valmiki, you mentioned, which I said difficult to have one man, plus the values that I am adding, they're all there in Sri Rama, son of Sri Dasharatha, born in Ayodhya. Therefore, the knowledge of all spiritual study is based on the values. Hence, Ramayana, the essence of the Vedas, given in the form of Rama's story, starts with values. The very beginning, the first chapter, the first verses starts with values. So what to do? Only Rama can live, we can't live, we have no values. No, all those seeds are there in you. The seeds of good values, the seeds of bad values are in you. Because spirit is in you, good values. Matter is in you, bad values. What you water, nurture, and bring up, that will develop. By knowing Rama's story, by knowing his path, walking along with him, we reach the goal where he reached and established Rama Rajya. Sri Rama was born in Ayodhya. Ayodhya, impenetrable. Nobody can attack it. Where? The God in you, the self in you, the consciousness in you. Because this is children class, let us say it is God or life. That God, nobody can destroy inside you. That is Ayodhya. Sri Rama was born in that spiritual ambience. When one controls all his senses, senses take you to different destinations. Therefore, they are as good as horses or chariots that take you. One who controls these 10 chariots alone is born in a spiritual ambience, Ayodhya. So he is born to Dasharatha, Ratha, chariot. Dasharatha, one who has mastered the 10 senses. And then what happens? Slowly his personality blossoms. And that personality eliminates small evils like Shurpanaka, Karadoshana, Viradha, and Kabandhu, Vali, ultimately eliminates Kumbhakarna, Indrajit, and Ravana. These are both external and internal. Externally, you have negative people like this. It is your duty to establish dharma by annihilating adharma. But these source seeds are in you also. You have Rama in you, you have Ravana in you. Don't allow Ravana to rule over Rama in you. Allow Rama to rule over Ravana in you. What do you say? How do I understand? I'm a child, I'm a Balavya. Yes. Don't allow the evil values, the pleasant values, rule over the good values. Make the good values powerful and annihilate the evil values in you. This is Ramayana. When you have no spiritual inclination, you try to seek that. For that, you need tapas, you need yajnas, yagas. Dasarada does this yaga, and then he gets the nectarine pudding, which was distributed within his various layers of personality, or the spouses, Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi. And they got 4 children. And out of them, Rama is the eldest. This Rama, as you grew, comes to an age where he can follow a guru. When he is ready for that, you don't go to your guru. When you are ready for the journey, when you are ready for that spiritual journey, the guru comes to you. Vishwamitra comes there. Dasharatha never sought a guru because he had the family guru Vasishtha. But Vasishtha is more on Paurohityam. Paurohityam is Purohit, one who sees good in advance and tells you that is good for you. It's called a Purohit. But that's not enough. You need spiritual guru. And therefore, Vishwamitra comes. In the beginning, Dasharatha was reluctant to send Rama with Vishwamitra, because Vishwamitra says, why I am taking Rama? I am doing Yajnayagas. These Rakshas are disturbing. They have to be eliminated. Though I have the power, I, being a Brahmana, Brahma Rishi, cannot use them on anybody. I need a king, Kshatriya, to eliminate them. And hence I am taking Rama with me to eliminate the negative qualities. Dasharatha was shaken. Dasharatha says, my boy is a small boy. How can he face these Rakshasas? Oh, Vishwamitra, you want, I will come. I have helped you in Indra. Please leave my boy. Vishwamitra shows his anger. He has lost his anger long back. Now shows his anger and says, if you want to go back on your word, go back, because he said, Vishwamitra, whatever you want, I will give. Then Vasishtha, knowing the power of Vishwamitra, knowing that he can save anybody, and he has a master plan. He has come for the good of all, for the welfare of the world. Loka hitartham. And he has come to make Rama's avatar reach its destination. Hence, Vasishtha advises Dasharatha to send Rama with Vishwamitra. Rama goes, Lakshmana follows. Wherever Rama goes, Lakshmana is there. Rama is never alone. And Vishwamitra takes him, empowers him with all knowledge of material, spiritual warfare, and also gives him the necessary weapons, astras and shastras. Astras and shastras, all that he gives, and he eliminates Tataki, Subahu, Maricha is wounded. Then he takes him to get married to Sita. They come back, And after a few years, coronation was proposed, then cancelled. Rama was asked to go to forest. In forest, he meets several challenges like Shurpanaka, Kabandhu, Virada, etc. Eliminate all of them. Eliminate the negative mind, turbulent mind, Vali. Make friends with the well-controlled mind, Sugriva. Cross the ocean of delusion and eliminate the Rakshasas. Establish Ramarajya. This is the story of Sri Rama. But we have not even begun. I told you, the whole story is about values. It begins with values. How values help you? Are you brainwashed to take these values? Are you enslaving yourself by taking these values? Are you missing the good, pleasant life? Are these values thirst on you? We will see their utility, their usefulness in your life. So we will start Ramayana from next class. We have only introduced Ramayana today. We will start Ramayana next class through the blessings and love of Sri Rama and our Gurudev, Sri Sadguru Maharaj, Swami Chinmayananda. Okay. So again, let us say a few times, Sri Rama Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasrama Tattulyam, Rama Nama Varanane, Sri Rama Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tattulyam, Rama Nama Varanane, Sri Rama Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tattulyam, Rama Nama Varanane. We'll see you next week. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Let's end with the closing prayer. Yeah. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Hari Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you all. Thank you, children. Meet you next class. Bye bye.
Yeah, Meera, you can stop the recording.